Hi, and welcome to Dare to Be Authentic podcast. I'm your host, Maury Mitchell, and I have a very special guest today coming on the podcast again. He is what I call my serial podcast guest because he comes on the show all the time. His name is Rob Wilson. He's going to be talking today about liberation friction. I love those words together. Rob created what he calls liberating lingo, which is a way of talking to yourself and about yourself that keeps you in the flow, keeps you free from subconscious ideas, thoughts, and concepts that can hinder you. He is the founder of Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity, which is hypnotherapy that quiets the thinking memory mind. He's also an author of several books. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing very excellent. And it's always my honor and privilege to be here because I have a lot of fun on this show and it's always entertaining.
I agree. I love having you on the show. So now you're talking about the liberation of friction, and I can't wait for you to expand on this. Tell us, how do our frustrations become liberating frictions for us?
See, you think of knowing frustration. You think of knowing blockages and limitations and barriers because everybody says set a boundary.
Mm,
As soon as you set a boundary, you set a barrier, a blockage, and fear. Because boundaries put you in a fence. Basically, you're in a barbed wire fence and you get poked anytime you get close to it. But what I opened up to and to understand is when you set a goal, accomplished outcome, any intention, whatever word you desire to use. I use accomplished outcome because it gives me a little embodied forthrightness. But as soon as you set that, you start focusing on it and you start getting in all the goal setting stuff, all your memories and everything that's happened before comes forth. And then the barriers and the blockages and all your limitations from your subconscious mind, childhood programming, and everything that has went awry in your life becomes to the forefront.
mm,
But they're not barriers, blockages, or any of that. That's friction because you're trying to get from here. You set the goal here, but you want to go here. And this is all friction.
mm.
And your everyday life is a polishing prowess, but your energized listening and your questions will polish the friction. And if you take it and make it friction, you're not in barriers. You know there's resistance there, but the friction is freeing revolutionary intuition to listen to the situation. See, we're always trying to think and know, and you can never think and know and listen at the same time.
Mm.
Anything think and know shuts off intuition, imagination, innovation, uh, all the free flowing energy, and you're listening and anything new because everything you think and know comes basically from yesterday. And the school, everything you learned in in the school system in your daily life is what somebody else wants you to think and know.
Right.
And that's why we have a something in our subconscious mind. We are trained to be followers. And if somebody's got a good rhetoric, boom, right behind them you go. Guilty as charged. Something I really want to expand on for people. When you can laugh at your stubbornness and hard headedness and your egotistical arrogance, know it all ignorance, it becomes less of a deal. And I got a class coming out, fear failure is never ending. And one of the questions I asked was about um, egotistical arrogance and know it all ignorance. And that'll be in the class. But we shy away from people. Let's say you're walking down the street and there's somebody that's having an unsteady life right now. Just because they're standing there and having an unsteady life doesn't mean they don't encompass wisdom to expand you because everybody you come across in your life is there for a liberating purpose of some sort. And I'm really starting to understand that. And I really open up to understand that. I stop being stuck in the muck of my own muck because that's what we are. This is all this and something I've done, and I'm not saying what I do is right. but I rose out of change, heal, create, transformation, forgiveness, thinking, learning, knowledge, and all them, because all them are is a steady flow of cognitive recollections. Because when you're trying to change something, you're always thinking about what happened in the past. And that's why it's so far. But if you open up to let go of that and use liberation, you expand beyond it. But the one that's really kind of a limitation is mindset. Because
Hmm.
mindset is resistance to anything new because your viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, childhood programming, and ancestor survival mode mindsets are all active in the subconscious. So when you want to move forward and you get all them cognitive recollections and all the stuff, and then you got people telling you can't do it,
Right.
there you go. Something I really want people to understand: if you got a dream or a desired outcome you want to accomplished outcome you want to experience, don't tell your friends, don't tell your family. Go tell somebody that's going to listen with
Yeah.
an endeavoring energy.
Mm.
Not somebody that's going to do that, because your family, friends, co-workers, they're going to cut you. They're going to say everything they can to disarm your dreamer's dexterity. And
So
that's Go ahead.
I learned that the hard way, and it's not because they don't wish you well, it's because they're trying to protect you. And that's the only way
They're
they
trying to
know.
they're trying to keep you where they are.
Yeah. I guess trying to protect themselves.
But when I opened up to this and I understand friction, all life is friction. Because it's trying to polish away all of yesterday's dismay to clear and color today's heavenly heydays. And see, something we've been taught, and this is something I understand: education teaches negativity because
Hmm.
you're never good and everything is always wrong. There is no such thing as right or wrong. There's an awakening and an outcome. That's all there is. And a mistake is an awakening. And
Right.
I can show you how to make awakenings. I can experience awakenings.
I've had a few myself.
That's the thing. And another thing we never have is answers or solutions, because you're locked in on something. It's a pathway. As a pathway is a never-ending enlightenment moving you to your trails of triumph. Maury, what that does, it takes all the animosity out of your life.
Hmm.
The cognitive recollections. That's all you really fight. That is your barriers and blockages. So
Yeah.
if you start using friction instead of barriers, blockages, limitations, you're freeing the revolutionary intuition, celebrating today's innovating omniific nirvana. Omniific is the most powerful. Omnificence is the most powerful creation there is.
Yeah.
It's a pioneering prowess. And something else I'll share with: take the word power out of your life and use the word prowess.
Mm.
Because power is a straightforward thing, but prowess is ingenuity, gallantry, skills, and things like that. It makes it more open and free. And see, that's where mindset and all this is. When you say you got power, you're rigid. Prowess is the forthright frequencies of easy street.
I like it. It does feel very different. It feels very, I don't know. I love it. Way so much better than power.
Liberation. And when you open up to the word liberation, it's life's invitations, boldly energizing, rich, animated, trailblazer, intuition, optimizing now. And see, everybody's trying to do the future, get out of the past. Everybody misses the now. And see, when you try to reveal something, redo something
Hmm.
in the past, because you're in memory. It's now do, now veal. now begin, now I win, now this. And I never practice anything, Maury.
Yeah.
I experience the outcome in every time. It may not be the outcome I desire, but I'm experiencing that outcome. So I never get locked in practice.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, practice doesn't always mean anything, but you're practicing, but you're never in the game.
Hmm.
When you're experiencing the outcome, you're forever in the game of life with a gamer's gumption.
Yes. Yes, that's
And
perfect.
see, when I hear the word now, when I hear the word practice, I go, "Eh," but but some, like people want to change their life, and they've been trying to change the world for years. Has the world changed?
Not much.
I'm 70 years old, and I didn't know I was going to live this long, but anyway, but I'm 70 years old. But you take away the technology and the medicine, the world's the same.
Mhm. Yeah.
And something I've opened up to through all this, we are taught from yesterday in education, but we're also stuck in a third world enslaving mindset by business because they still have that hierarchy. I own you.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
if you look at business and education, it has us going down the railroad tracks, and everything in between's the same. That's why when you can understand you're stuck in the friction of life, it's a liberating invitation fostering emancipation. But it's really about people understanding they're living in the friction of their dreams and their thoughts.
You know, the word,
And thoughts,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead. Oh,
There's something about friction. I mean, this is such a revelation. We talk about we're going through trials and tribulations. You've been hearing that in church forever. We're going through difficulties. We're having trouble. We have problems. All those words are just so heavy. But when you say friction, it's totally different.
yeah. And life, your wisdom, insight, clarity, innovation, that is your liberating word. It's a liberating lingo. You take the word words out of your life and use the word lingo,
Mhm.
you're not latching on to the memories. All this is get out of the memories of life. It's basically stop squatting on your spurs of never do.
Yeah. So
And
tell us a little bit about, for those who are listening to you for the first time, why do you not want to be in those memories? Why do we not want to be there?
do you want to relive them? Because once you're in memory and you keep doing it, look how many times you've tried to change your life or transform or anything. But yet today is yesterday, and then it just keeps going, but it keeps it into yesterday because when you're trying to heal the past, you never get out of the past. And memories, because as soon as you say the word mind, you're in memory. And another thing, when you say the word mind, it's looking for something to do.
Yeah.
Usually it's going back to where you don't want to, never want to be again.
Mm,
So if you take the word mind out of your life and put in scenic scenarios, how does that feel?
I love it. I'm there.
Because see about scenic, well, the thing about scenic scenarios, I can design it, color it, do whatever I desire, but I can put smells in it. I can put the sea, the smell of the sea, fresh pine. If you put smell into your goals or accomplished outcomes, that goes straight into your brain. You want to entertain the brain. When you entertain the brain, you can boldly revolutionize adventures. But when you think, you're in yesterday. I'm sorry, yesterday, thinking no to yesterday. That's the way it is.
I
But you're
love
gonna,
that part. Yeah, I love the smells part. I never thought of doing that before. How wonderful.
yeah. And
Yeah.
see, you can say I'm strolling on. You can be in the middle. of city and say, I'm smelling the fresh air of the sea. Now I'm free.
Hmm.
And rhymes, they loosen up everything. We just we learned a lot when we was young by rhymes. I chime the rhyme on my prime time, trend-setting imagination, mystically energizing my inner wise to dance on my dance floors of success.
Hmm.
And see, that makes an inner dialogue. And see, something you're never going to do is have a positive inner dialogue. Because positive stuff is tied to memory.
Hmm.
But you can have an inspired inner dialogue. And if you take the word think out of your life and use inspiration,
Hmm.
you're not tying yourself to yesterday. You
Yes.
want to express your inspirations through yourself. And you want to express your accomplished outcomes in your daily life. You
Yes.
want to talk like you're in the middle of it. And I'm guilty of this. And when somebody, the first three words you say in the morning really have a lot to do with it. I wake up, I'm sovereign, I'm awakened and aware of the day. I'm just something this, but I'm inspired today. And the word inspired, it comes from here. And that's something else I really opened up to, like energetic, energized, and that it's my energetic liberation opens my energized listening that energizes my sovereign activation of my autonomous expansion, expressing my politically incorrect inspirations that dissolves yesterday's desperation to hearken today's mother wisdom from the earth's airwaves.
Wow.
Optimism, expressing revolutionary revelations to rise me out of yesterday to enjoy today.
That's
And
fantastic.
see that, well, and see all that does, there's no thinking about yesterday in there.
Hmm.
And when you use the words change, heal, create, transformation, and forgiveness, it stays in the cognitive recollections of yesterday.
We use create a lot. What do you use instead of create?
Innovate.
Innovate. I love that.
Well, see, here's the thing. If I don't feel the words down here, I don't use them. I feel create here, I feel innovate here. And they're the same words. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I do what I get informed from here. And the word innovate is from here. Like it's like inner joy and enjoy. I enter joy to enjoy today. And so you can use words are the artistry of your life.
Yeah.
And it's just me. And when I understand the friction, I can calm down and ask myself questions. But I always want open-ended questions going forward.
Hmm. Yeah.
And see, instead of the word mindset, I use the forthright frequencies because it's more fluid than mindset. Mindset is locked and blocked.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
And it's a resistance to now
Hmm.
because your viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, childhood programming has a lot to do with your day, with right now. And so does our ancestor programming. Look what's going on in the world.
Yes.
I, I witnessed the world through an autodidact audacity. Autodidact is self-educated.
Okay.
I call it sovereign prowess, but an autodidact, and see, we call all the self-educated like the blue collars, but they're autodidact
Hmm.
because they actually attained wisdom from their everyday experiences.
Yes.
That's what we're lacking today because they come out of college, go into the office, and all they got is a computer. They don't have no hands-on, get your hands dirty experience.
Right. Right. So true. So let's get back to
And Marty, this is my favorite.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, no,
Get
it
back to
has nothing to do with
liberating
this.
frictions. You talk about lubricating them. So how does that happen?
Listening, listening and questioning. It's that simple. You're going to listen your way to the penthouse, talk your way to the outhouse. It's that simple. But no, it's listen and questions. You want to ask yourself, you want to become the Sherlock Holmes of your life. To energize your Harry Houdini and break free from yourself. It's I liberate me from me, I'm free.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing. All this outside world that you say happened to you, it's a memory now. So why bring the outside world in and just deal with it internally?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Life is a liberating invitation, fostering, enterprising, endeavoring, whatever words you want to use. But it's a life. Everyday life is a liberating invitation. It's inviting you to participate and facilitate your desired lifestyle here and now. Here and now is all you have. It could have happened yesterday, and you could be wanting to go here, but you would bless it and address it and confess it right here and now.
I love that liberating experience. I mean, just to wake up and say life is a liberating experience, it's like I'm having the best day of my life every day.
I actually am. You know, when you have the world coming down and you're thinking everything's against you, it's
Mhm.
occurring for you to liberate and expand. And when you think about it, you stay dwelling on it. Oh, yeah. Them guys up there, whoever the wells they are, oh, yeah. They want to concentrate and bitch about it. We'll just keep bringing it. They bring it to bad. And if you start understanding and questioning where's the wisdom, insight, and clarity of this, they'll start showing you a pathway.
Mhm.
That's the thing. There's never been an answer or a solution to life. It's always been a pathway because you're with answers and solutions, you're stuck. You want to use that forever, but a pathway of an accomplished outcome, you're free to go on to the pathway of the next adventure.
Yes.
Life is a liberating adventure, whatever words you want to use, but it's all liberation. We have taught ourselves to make it stuck in the muck yuck.
Mhm. Yeah.
And if anybody doesn't know, I'll show you
I
because I've done it to myself.
think we
But
all have. But I love the pathway because when I think of a pathway, like in my mind, I'm seeing like this path, right? And what's interesting about a path is this is a path you've never taken. You don't know what's up ahead. You don't know what's around the corner. You're just trusting this path, and you're going to have surprises and delight, and maybe things not so delightful. But you're moving and you're exploring and you're expanding through this, and that makes it really exciting.
yes, that word expand over change. You're never locked and blocked in yesterday. You want to have a vocabulary and you want to develop your own vocabulary or liberating lingo
Right.
because that way it becomes an authentic stroll through, an authentic chauffeur through life. You
Mhm.
always want to chauffeur yourself somewhere. You
Yes.
always want to ride the limousine of liberation.
Ooh, I love it. I'm there. So let's, now that you mentioned authentic, why is authenticity so important in this?
Because it's the veracity and you're never lying to yourself. Because truth and reality are a fallacy. They're fake and bake. Because they're opinions, viewpoints. And a lot of times you change like a story at the end of an outcome, you change that story to fit your ego.
Hmm.
I know I have. I like these guys that say people's, oh, I've never done that. They're lying. They're just flat out lying. And it's like all the people. But if you really notice the self-help, they're always talking about a program.
Hmm.
They never talk about the path. Unless you can speak about the path, the program is yesterday scrambling us oh, I can't say that. You don't have to. And see, that's the thing. I stopped listening to self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, and psychology stuff in 2009. But here are the last 5 years, I don't listen to any of it
Hmm.
because it never lets you out of the past. When you start understanding liberation, inspiration, intuition, that's your natural abilities and agilities and audacity of now.
I love that you say your, and that's the key here of what you're saying, Rob. It's your path. So that's why when you're following a program which was not made by you, it was created by someone else, it's not, it's their path and that's fine, but it's not necessarily your path. And so,
And one thing they never tell you in them, Mari, is there's always one little intimate nugget of wisdom they don't put in there because it was so minute, they don't tell you.
mm,
And see, that's why I write my writings in first person. So when you read it, you get something out of it. It's yours. And that's why I don't punctuate my writing. Unpunctuating writings is liberation. Because I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm going to show you the way I expanded my life, and what's there for you is for you, and what isn't there isn't there.
right, exactly. I love that because it gives the person
Yeah.
freedom to follow their own intuition.
And see, a punctuated writing, you follow what the author wants you to do. That's a programming.
Mhm.
Unpunctuated is kind of a liberating friction because what's he saying? What are you doing? You're trying to figure out what I'm saying, but you leave yourself out of the equation. And the friction is you liberating you from you.
Yeah, I love that.
That's one simple sentence, Marty. I liberate me from me. I'm free. Because I'm liberating myself, my thinking, knowing, memory, mind, everything I learned, knowledge. Because all that is what other people wanted me to know. When
Yes.
you open up to wisdom, you're understanding yourself. But it's embodying the I've really learned about embodying. You want to embody your wisdom, insight, clarity, liberation, intuition. That's the highest form of understanding.
Yeah. I love the liberating you from you or liberating me from me because there's no one else keeping me in jail, keeping me anywhere, keeping me stuck. So I have the freedom to say, oh, I'm liberating me from me. I can do this.
How is indoctrinated education and business education an unknown jail?
Hmm.
Ask yourself questions like that. Question everything you've ever had experienced in your life. When you were told in school this is this, but most of that is what the teacher thought. And we learn to be followers, but school teaches negativity and positivity, but positivity is a negativity because you're thinking about it. And inspiration is a flow.
Awesome. Well, we have about 3 minutes left. What do you think is the main message you're bringing to the public today?
Liberation. It's energetic. It's energetic liberation. You feel that coming up, but you're not trying to liberate out here. You're trying to liberate in here,
Hmm.
up here, and see. And you're really trying to rise out of everything you think and know. That's what I want people to understand. Everything you think and know comes from yesterday and keeps you in yesterday. But liberation, inspiration, innovation, intuition, and imagination, that's your natural abilities. That's your natural ingenuity to move you forward. And something you can never do about ingenuity and all that, you can never think and know it.
Hmm.
It's here and now, and you get it through listening.
Yes.
It took me 66 years to learn how to listen, and now I'm proud of it. Still ain't good at it. But
I'm
I
sure
bet I understand it.
than you
But
think.
you're going to listen your way out of chaos.
Yes.
All chaos is showing you as a blockage. Chaos, challenge, controversy, adversity, That's all a blockage to show you your limitations.
Hmm.
And when you can understand that they're here, they're awakenings to rise you out of yesterday, to energize today and expand through life with ease, you can start moving yourself forward. But you'll never move yourself forward in life without thinking and knowing, or through thinking and knowing.
Oh, yeah.
And education was taught to us to control us.
Hmm.
Not good, bad, or indifferent. That's just what it was.
Yeah.
Or is. And if you look at the world, just on a whole, the Middle East is the same, Russia's the same, everybody's the same, but and all the leaders are highly educated by a war college.
Yeah.
And the thing I want people to understand more than anything is you have a sleek, unique talent that'll rise you out of everything. Business and education has taken us as far as it's going to take us. It's people, sleek, unique talents that's going to rise this world to peace and prosperity.
I agree with you, Rob.
Yeah.
Because
And that's something I want to tell everybody. All your sleek, unique talents are not in an education or anything else. They're within you. And they are for you to unleash, unlock, and let fly. Because life is unrehearsed, unscripted, uneducated, and unexplained for your veins of fame to flow.
wow, that's awesome. I think that's a good way to end it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on the podcast again.
It's my honor and privilege.
I always get so.
Ari's the best.
Oh, I think you're the best, Rob. Thank you so much. And thank you for listening in to Dare to Be Authentic podcast. And make sure that you listen to the other podcast and pass it on to everybody you know. Bye for now.